It originated around the year 1100 in France, around the time of mechanical instruments. And it's an incredible work of art and a feat of engineering. Basically, in France, it's called vielle à roue, which is a violin with a wheel. So imagine taking a fiddle from your shoulder to your waist, and as you take it down, it gets so big you can no longer bow it. They solved that problem by putting a wheel on it. And the wheel, you turn a crank which turns the handle, which turns the wheel, and the wheel rubs the string from underneath. Like a violin rubs the bow on top. So it's exactly the opposite of a violin. Instead of putting the bow to the string, here you put the string to the bow. As long as you're turning the crank, you can get some noise. So one of the things I'm doing with my grant is I'm going to amplify my hurdy-gurdy. My brand new friend, Dana Sutcliffe's going to do it for me. You guys know all know Dana. I'm so lucky to have someone of that caliber locally who's willing to take on the project. I feel like a lucky girl. Anyway, between now and then I've got this Sennheiser microphone which I put on with a little bit of a Dean Markey bottle cap silly putty. So hopefully it'll stay on while I play. So the hurdy-gurdy has 3 families of strings. It has a melody, it has a drone, and then it has a percussion. So here's the melody. This was an instrument of the church and of the court, and it became very, very quickly popular, and as quickly as it came into favor, it fell out of favor because, of course, instruments kept getting further and further refined. Then along came the French Revolution, and the next thing you know, all of the local culture was squashed. So all the bagpipers and hurdy-gurdy players were ordered to go throw their instruments on the town fire to squash out the culture. Fortunately for us, there are those people that said, no way, they hopped the castle wall and went and fled into the woods and kept playing out there. And we all know it's always much more fun outside the castle wall than inside the castle wall. So people continued to play and sing and dance and create music in the peasant tradition. Well, as you can imagine, with very few resources, hurdy-gurdies really started to sound pretty awful after a while. And it fell into being a beggar's instrument, and usually a lot of blind beggars play hurdy-gurdies, or did through the 1700s and 1800s. Fast forward now to the 1970s, when a lot of the Brit folk rock bands started picking up the hurdy-gurdy and incorporating it into British folk rock. I happened to see a hurdy-gurdy in 1982 when Malicorn, a French band, came to Wilmington and played at the Carousel Park Folk Concert Series. It was incredible. And Marie Yaku, the only female in the band, had one of these beasts. And when people ask me, wow, how did you get into playing hurdy-gurdy? All I can say is, it chooses you. I got bit, and I got bit big time. So you spend the rest of your life trying to figure out how to get one and trying to score one, and then once you finally figure out where they are, then comes the long, arduous process of saving for it. Because each hurdy-gurdy is made individually, they are not mass-produced. I found a maker up in Camden, Maine. His name is Matt Zostak. Here's a little label. I call him my maker. He's just a great guy. And this is the 9th hurdy-gurdy he ever made. And I'm ready to get it amplified. So, as I mentioned, there's 3 families of strings. We've got a melody, we've got a drum, and we've got a buzz. So, again, you can hear how beautiful that might be in a church. My little silly putty's giving up the ghost here. So if you add a drone to it, it gives you a nice full sound. Somewhere along the way, some hurdy-gurdy player had one of his bridges where the glue broke off and it created a buzz sound in it. I'm sure that's how it got caught on. And so this is called the trumpet, or the barker, or the chien. all that. And if I jerk the wheel, I can make a percussive sound. So you do once around, twice around, 3 times if you want to walk, and 4. Put it all together. Here's what you got. Sorry, it's my microphone. One more time. Hurtie, Dana. If this does it again, I'll just pull the microphone down to the box. Just doesn't go stage. All right. Microphone.
There you go.